That might be why. Have to restart this, I think. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters, with a little bit of a stream hiccup there. For some reason it wasn't streaming. I've been nattering away for the last 15 minutes and no one was able to see. It was very strange. Everything looked like it was actually streaming from my side until I had the unenviable question of, are you live? That's always the bit of a question mark of what happened there. I wholeheartedly apologise. We're near the end of qualifying, as you can see at the top. 3 3/4 remaining of the session. It's awfully strange that that wasn't working. Everything seemed to be. Hopefully now you guys should be able to see. Yeah, let's have a confirmation. Aha. Right, we will try this again. I've been happily nattering away, and sadly no one was able to see, as for some odd reason the stream had not started. At least it's been spotted before qualifying has come to an end. So, let's quickly have a rundown as to who is where. Again, apologize for that. Don't really know what happened there, as like I say, everything was reporting my side as streaming. So, how very strange. Okay, let's have a quick rundown then on the current qualifying positions. Valtteri Alander currently leads the way, although he's come out right in front of someone, and a lot of very busy people around. We have got Christoph Holstein, our current championship leader. He's in the pits and not coming out just for the moment. 2 minutes 20 to go. Dominic Gaidemeyer is currently in third. He's looks like he's ready to go. Or getting ready to go, quite possibly. 3/10 to find to the leader. Mike Sherpas is fourth. Just 1.2 between himself and Evan Imre, who currently sits in fifth. As you can see, 8/10 off of the pole time. There, where is Evan? There he is in the Team AOR Yellow. Phil Reed is up into sixth position. It's actually quite late to get a time on the board. We now have 24 drivers with us in this session. 140 of that remaining. Marinsky is in seventh with Godefroy in eighth, as you can see at the bottom there. Chris, I struggled with this one last time. De Broek, I think, is the name I came up with. So again, apologies if I'm not getting that quite right. In the Sim-RC coloured car, Soren Kreutz is in 10th position with Ben Warren in 11th. Flavian Foku 12 with Sebastian Riethmuller in 13th. In Ferrari, we have Jake Towns 14th in the Wolfpack Nando's car. Stevie Chambers in 15th position in the Scuderia AOR liveried Ferrari. We have got Stephen Kamke in 16th. Phil Bedford is parked at the side of the road and just jumped back to pits in 17th. Nick Domino, the man responsible for the on-screen graphics that we have got, in 18th, with Cohen Van Eyck in 19th and Andrew Brownski in 20th. In the Force India colour Ferrari, 30 seconds to go. We've got Boy Williamson in the pits. He will take over the part with a Jarek Caroni, our pole sitter from Canada last time out 2 weeks ago. Knut Martinsen is on track in the Team AOR Yellow Ferrari. He is coming to the end of his time lap, and the final man without a time on the board is Alexis Boucher. Here comes Martinsen then towards, and he brings his car in, so that, and the checker flag is now out for qualifying. As you can see, the timer has hit 0, and it looks like Alander is going to be our pole man, unless of course somebody does manage to throw him from the top spot, and Gaidemeyer will not be that man. He's parked the Ferrari at the side of the road. Evan Imre is on track, 3/10 to find to Sherpas. 9/10 to find to the pole time, which was beaten by Alanda himself. 1:30.063. What is he able to do? Can he improve? And he brings it in. So Evan Imre again not able to improve. Godefroy's in. Who's still on track? Jake Downs. In that we just saw coming through was Brownski. I think it wasn't the pink Ferrari. Fairly distinctive colour scheme there. Let's see what really bad Force India coloured Ferrari can do. Currently 20th, 1:32.283. Does he improve? Well, he's got himself. He does not improve indeed. So he will remain 20th. Boy Williamson is out there. They've got 1:10 to finish any laps that they are on. Timmy Chambers is coming to the end of his lap. 1:31.744 is his time. That's how they currently sit. Streaming to the line. Does he improve? He does not improve. Well, he improves by about 3,000. So he will be starting no higher than 15th. It is just Boy Williamson on his, and he brings it in. So he will not be improving then. So your top 15, as you can see, so Valtteri Alanda then has got the top spot with Christoph Holstein in second. And Gaidemeyer third, Sherbert 4, Evan Imre 5, Phil Reed 6th, Marinsky 7, Godefroy 8, Dubroik in 9th, and Krutz rounds out the top 10. Qualifying is done. As you can see, everybody is back to the pits. The only person that hasn't actually confirmed that is this man, Kamke. He's in the pits anyway, but that is it. Ready or not, qualifying is done and dusted. Right then. So 54 laps of this glorious Interlagos circuit. The drivers will now be taking their positions behind the safety car. There they are, just loading in now. It's Boy Williamson. Whoops. View from Boy Williamson's car. See everybody loading in. In 5th place in the Ferrari, a very good effort from him. Domino, a graphical genius for Dragon Slayer Racing in the Ferrari car number 7. Stevie Chambers, 83, a few positions ahead. So it's a short rolling start, as you can quite clearly see. That isn't the start-finish straight. That is someone struggling to load in. I think that's Holstein. It was indeed. Blinking around everywhere behind the Mustang safety car this time. Last few people loading in before we get this race underway. It's not a 24-hour race. I'm pretty certain they can do the race in less than 24 hours, it being 54 laps. Here we go. So we are pacing, so now under safety car conditions. Wow, Holstein is definitely eager to get on with it. Back from the Porsche. It's got a lot of people staring him down. The Comrade Gaming CSR livery Porsche leads the championship. By 57 points at the moment. Herman, the second place runner, is not present this evening. We'll get this race underway. Once the pace car is pulled in, once the timers have updated, the position markers next to the drivers will appear correctly. should be getting this race underway. That's the view from Holstein. He's really eager to get on with it. Pace car will be pulling out of it. They do not have to serve any laps or such behind the safety car. As soon as the safety car is gone, our leader, Valtteri Alander, can get on with it. There they go. And we are racing here in Interlagos. That's not a great start then for Christoph Holstein, under a lot of pressure by the second place runner of what is now Gatormare. As the positions then begin to settle down, we'll get that underway. Looks like everybody has managed to make it through the opening turns fairly successfully. No major incidents just yet. If we jump to the tail, which is a Knut Martinsen. Everyone looks like they've gone through okay. We go to the blimp cam, we'll get quite a view. You can see there Alexis Bush trying, that is for 23rd. We jump up to the front to make sure everyone's okay. And Gatormare then in second place. Well, wow, that's Alander up front, has managed to get himself a good half a second between the two front running Ferraris. There is Holstein, you see just behind. And that is Sherpa's. Mike Sherpa's in the Ford in a short succession as well. So he has managed to hang on to the back of the Porsche, but behind him you can look at the gap that's already formed between Sherpa's and Evan Imre. That's a big gap that's already formed between 4th and 5th. Evan under a lot of pressure there. So we'll see if he's able to keep that one going. And that's Dominic Gatormare in car 37, hanging on to the back of Alander. 1 hour 20 race here at Interlagos. Say 54 laps or however many laps they can squeeze in to 1 hour 20. So there or thereabouts. And look at that chain of cars. So that's Soren Cruz and Ben Warren there in very short succession. Look at that. That's Cruz right in the middle of the Ferrari and the Ford. It's a bit deep into turn 1, coming through the centre. Has managed to fend off Ben Warren. That's the view from the nose of the Ferrari. Car number 23, he wants that 7th position. He smells blood. And he doesn't commit to the move. He actually backs out of that one. It's a long race, so people may well not be trying the crazy moves to start with. There is Dubrochek in a 9th position with, again, a big stream of cars behind. Is that Rick Muller? Yeah, that is indeed. He's gotten out of shape somewhere. He's going to lose that 12th. He does indeed. That is Joao Caroni, who was our pole sitter in Canada, but has had a problem early on. Oh dear, Godefroy in the pits already, along with Cam K, and that's Stevie Chambers as well. So 3 cars indeed have had their races very much altered. Look up front. Valtteri Alander has got himself now 7/10 of a second between himself and Gatormare. Holstein is in 3rd to the tune of another. We can see again 9/10 separates 2nd and 3rd. Now, that's interesting considering how much the Porsche commanded the Canadian track last time out. It's surprising to see Holstein that far back so early on, but the grip is at a premium because the track temperature is so hot. As a reminder, there it is again at 42 degrees. So it is exceedingly hot. Grip is going to be at a premium, so that it's put more emphasis on a decent setup, but also it really plays havoc with the strategies that these cars are going to play with. It's a lot for our drivers to have to contend with. The field is already fairly spread out, although look at Ina Marinsky. It's the 6/10 behind Evan Imre, but look at this. That's Soren Cruz having a look for 7th position. That's Ben Warren in the Ferrari just ahead, but opts not to. That's the gap between 7th and 8th at the moment. Keeping things good and true at the moment. You can see a lot of the cars are very close together, as you would imagine. But everybody is pretty much behaving themselves. You can go into the high camera and see just how close. Look at that. That's Jared Caroni in the race clutch Ferrari car 130. right behind him, Flavian Foku, with Sebastian Riesmuller in a very short order. This is the closest battle we have, as the lead battle is now about a second, but look how close Caroni is. He's going to jink to the left, and that's going to be a fairly straightforward move on Jake Towns. That is going to put Caroni into the top 10. Can he hold on to it? Can he slow that down into turn 1? He does indeed. He's straight onto the back then of Dvorak in 9th place. R94 Porsche. Oh, look at that further up the road. That was... those Sherpas on Holstein? No. Oh no, it was Imre. Or was it? No, it wasn't. Beg your pardon. That is... oh, is that Stevie Chambers that's in that mixture? It is! That's why it was side by side. That's Stevie Chambers under blue flags, because he had to bring that Ferrari in. He had a problem in the opening laps. That rear wing is a slightly reshapen effect then going on the back of the Ferrari. That's why I couldn't identify who it was. Oh, that's some horrible damage on the front left. Oh, indeed, on the front left and right of that Porsche. He's not. That's not a happy looking Porsche. So that's why we were seeing a little bit of side by side unexpectedly there. Yeah, but look at, there we go. This several car train. Caroni then in 9th place. Soren Krutz ahead, Chris Dvorak behind, Jake Towns, we saw earlier, was demoted to 11th. Big cluster of cars, all very, very close together. And further back, look at that, that's Jake Towns under a lot of pressure, that's Flavian Foku. That's trying that move around the outside. Oh no, big one, that's Jake Towns putting the move on Dvorak. And then you've got the next Porsche, that is Foku, flying up on the inside in car treble 6 to take that 11th spot from Dvorak. Wow, that rather came out of nowhere. That caught Foku by surprise. He continues on his merry way, and there's that Ferrari Stevie Chambers. There's Day getting much, much worse. He's getting blue flags here, there, and everywhere. Oh, Soren Krutz is in a battle with... well, he's just lost that position to Caroni. Caroni in the red Ferrari, ahead of the privateer Porsche. Caroni's been steadily making his way through the field. Didn't have a great qualifying here. Continues then to make some decent headway. Long, long way to go, as you can see at the top. Anything can happen, and it usually does. Ben Warren is pretty close to Ian Berinsky. Soren Krutz is not too far off the back of this either. So they're in quite short succession. You see the 3 Ferraris there, that is Berinsky, Warren and Caroni. Caroni has been really making a good charge. Actually Caroni has been right on leader's pace. Looks like Ben Warren could be shaping up a move here. And the 4, but opts not to make a big dive, a little bit too far back for that. Coming into the center S, it's too long in the race to go, but again, Caroni. Look at that, hugs the inside line of the exit. There's center S's and just flies past Soren Krutz. Did not have an answer to that in the slightest. Oh, big pardon, it was Ben Warren that he's just gone past. So that's 7th now for Caroni. He's really been scything his way through the field. But does that mean he'll have to pit earlier? Is he taking the best out of those tyres? Unless, of course, he's just got a winning formula for a very, very hot Interlagos. We will have to see. Oh, another battle. Knut Martinsson. Looked at him a great deal. He started last in this session. He is chasing Phil Reed. It's unusual to see Phil back there, considering his performance in Canada. There is Andrew Brown, who had a terrible race in Canada as well, so he'll be quite glad to be fighting in amongst those around. Phil Reed's getting very, very close to the pink Ferrari. That's Phil Bedford, a couple of cars ahead. Hello everybody, that is in chat joining me. Very glad to have you along. Wow, Phil Reed really taking as much track as he is allowed. Oh, Alexander Godefroy, we have lost you, haven't we? I did see you go into the pits early on. What happened there, good sir? Phil Reed jinks out from behind Andrew Brown. It's going to be a fairly straightforward move into turn 1. That is job done. Ooh, is Gadamer getting a little bit close to Alander? Nope, the time screen lied to me slightly there. I was saying there was 3/10 between them for a moment, then jumped back up to 1.5 seconds. So that's how our lead 3 are at the moment. Valtteri Alander has led from the pole spot. Dominic Gadamer gaining second in the opening laps, with Christoph Holstein now in 3rd place in the Porsche. Mike Sherpas is 3.5 seconds down the road. There he is in the Ford. Evan Imre still in 5th, still has company there. That right behind him is Jarad Karoni. Every time we look at him, he's gained another position. He's disposed of Einar Marinsky. There is Karoni now sizing up Evan Imre for that 5th position. There's a cockpit view. Misjudgment happened. Oh, that is a great shame. That is a great shame, but even the greats make mistakes. Speaking of greats, here comes Karoni then, another position as he jumps on the inside of the AOR yellow car of Evan Imre, who had no particular answer to that. And it's another victim for the race clutch car, number 130. He's got some way to go to catch up with the 4 ahead. There he is. Next car down the road, that is on Mike Sherpas. He's got 4.5 seconds to gain, so quite some distance to go for Karoni to have another battle, but at that pace, he is likely to be there, considering he was faster than certainly Sherpas and Holstein last time around. Alander and Gadamer seem to be in an absolute league of their own, position-wise, and also lap time-wise. As far as certainly as the best is concerned. Actually, looking at the last laps, Karoni was quicker than everyone. No, that's a real surprise, considering he's been really charging on. Doing a great job with it. Oh, Marinsky's got some company. He's right on the back of Evan Imre, so Evan has lost a bit of time with Karoni coming past him. Already the gap from Evan up to Karoni is already 0.4 of a second, as you can see at the last timing check. It does look like Einar Marinsky in the Ford behind is shaping up for a move. Let's go for the chase cam on the back on Ford. Make a move this time. Oh, that's a little bit wide. Unless, of course, Evan was going for a little wider entry into turn 1. Oops, that's a little wide. Keep it on the rumble strip at least. And that's the view from the nose of the Ford, really getting the pressure onto Evan Imre. Through turn 4 and 5, the Descida del Lago. Now coming uphill, up to the Ferradura. Is Evan Imre going to defend from Einar Marinsky, who I accidentally called Marlinski for a lot of qualifying last time out. I hope he's forgiven me for that. Oh, wow, that's Ben Warren that's now getting very interested in the battle ahead of him. But, rather close to the tail of the Ford there. Keep that one nice and clean, no damage done. Now Evan may play the tactical game there, choose not to defend the Ford too hard. So we have over an hour of racing remaining, as you can clearly see at the top. And lots can happen in that time. On board with the Ford again. You can quite clearly see it's got the pace to keep up with the Team Yellow Ferrari. At the moment, it does seem like that Evan doesn't like that wider line coming into the first turn. Try and get a decent exit speed. Just got to be careful how he navigates the center S's. Wow, that's very, very wide. Hello everybody. King-Kodiak on iRacing, yes indeed. As you see, here I am. Here I am indeed. So, Valtteri Alander continues to stretch his lead now to 2.3 seconds. Holstein now just about a second behind Gatorbat. Sherpas is 4.4 behind that particular battle, but Gironi is closing in on them lap by lap, 10th by 10th. Last time around he actually was a little slower than the three ahead. Oh, actually no, sorry, it was Sherpas that was slower than the three ahead of him. Gironi was quicker than everybody ahead of him, beg your pardon, but at the moment we are looking at this battle for 6th with Einar Marinsky and Evan Imre. That's the view from the tail of the Team AOR yellow Ferrari. And Marinsky did not have a good drive out of that turn 12, Jun Xiao. Unless he throws it on the inside of Senna Estes, which of course he does not. He opts to take the safer line through and not make any silly movements. See who else we can see. Sebastian Riethmüller, look at that. He was very close to the tail of Søren Krutz in that yellow Porsche, who in turn is very close to Jake Towns in the yellow Ferrari. There goes Krutz. Try and make a move. He actually doesn't commit to that coming into turn 4. Oh, now he's looking to get a very good drive through 5. That's going to put him on the outside, coming up to the Ferragura turn 6, and that Ferrari's boxed in there as well. Oh, that's Søren Krutz then trying to make an inside move. That's turn 7 on the inside of the Porsche. Can he get it done now coming through turn 8? And then the Porsche is going to have the inside line for 9. Perihino. And they managed to hang on. Jake Townsend using that opportunity to get away from them. Riethmüller right there as well. He's got a great ringside seat for this. No, wrong one. We go on board then with the car 74 of Riethmüller. He's now going to put the pressure on the yellow Porsche of Søren Krutz. Having a pretty decent drive. You can look at the monitor on the right hand side. There is Flavien Foku in the next Porsche down the road, who is looking to challenge, and then shortly behind them is Alexis Boucher, who started towards the tail end of the field. Here goes Riethmüller on the inside of turn 1. Is he going to make a move? No! The Porsche, the 911 Porsche, does manage to outbrake the Ferrari. Oh, but that is Krutz that's got a little bit out of shape. But no, it looks like Riethmüller not able to make anything happen there. And now you've got 2 Porsches in very short order right behind him. There goes. Oh, this could be 3 wide. That doesn't tend to work very well. No, the Porsche backs out of that one. And there goes Riethmüller. Oh, impact between Riethmüller and Krutz then. That's put Riethmüller backwards into the wall. Oh, no. That move wasn't quite done. It's Krutz trying to return to the racing line. He's now down in 12th. Oh dear, that's going to go to the stewards. That's Boucher and Foku that have gone through. And Phil Reed is closing in on the road. There he is in the AOR blue. That is Stevie Chambers directly behind him, who is unfortunately a lap down, so he is getting blue flags here, there and everywhere. And not like me for saying that a few times, I'm sure. But interestingly, whilst that battle's going on, jumping further upfield, Ben Warren on the back of Einar Marinsky, on the back of Evan Imre. This is a battle for now 6th position. So this 3-way battle then is raging on. Jalak Karoni was right there, but he flew past a few laps ago and it's already opened 5.6 seconds between himself and Imre. That's nearly a second a lap. That's absolutely stunning pace from Karoni. Looking at the lap times last time around, Karoni once again the fastest man on track. Let's get on the nose of the chasing Ferrari car 23, chasing down 84 Einar Marinsky. And no, they maintain their particular positions at the moment, but you just get the feeling that that is going to kick off at any point. Another 3-way battle. There is Krutz still in there. Phil Reed There he is, just saw him at the bottom of the shot. Now at the top of the shot, there he is, that Ferrari. He is not too far behind. Alexis Boucher in car 94. There he is in the privateer entry. Ian Foku on the back of Jake Towns. So Jake Towns was not able to break away too far from the quarrelling cars behind. So this bunch is going to resume their battle for overall 9th place. I'm keeping an eye on the time gaps. That's why I'm jumping around rather a lot. There's no point in just concentrating on the top guys if they're spread out. This particular battle doesn't look like anything's going to change at the moment. So we'll see who else can we find. This man, Knut Martinsson, on the back of the now damaged Sebastian Riefmuller. I would imagine car 74 is going to come in. Does Riefmuller bring his car in after that incident? He's opted to continue, so he's not able to keep going. There goes Phil Bedford in the Porsche just ahead of them. But, of course, that is going to make Sebastian's race that much more difficult. But we'll see how he gets on. He's got Knut Andersen, that is now battled for 15th position. And that's Evan Imre again under pressure for 6th place by the number 84 Ford. Further up the field, and you can see by the timings, Jawad Karoni has reeled in Mike Sherpas. Have a look at that. That will jump to that briefly now. There he is, that charging race clutch Ferrari, who had a terrible qualifying session this time around. He is now up to 5th place. Not a bad exit from Jun Shao. Back up the hill then. Through 13, through 14. What is Sherpa's going to do? Is Sherpa's going to defend? That's the tail. Looking back from the gearbox on the Ford. Is Jawad Karoni going to throw it on the inside? No, he opts not to do that. But he is looming large. Last time around, it was nearly a second difference. Karoni was 8/10 quicker than the Ford. And he's been mighty actually through that particular part there as Karoni just hugging the inside line. And look how early Sherpas goes there. Actually, he's let him go. Sherpas has decided not to fight the Ferrari. That is now 4th position in the hands of Jawad Karoni. And you realistically know who you are in a battle with. And sometimes it's better to let them go than to fight and to lose time. Back up to this position, this battle then for 10th place, Flavio Foku on the back of the yellow Ferrari of Jake Towns. The Royal Plank Nando's car number 488 is looking to fend off the Porsche of Flavio Foku. Oh, Evan Imre's lost a position. As we look away to that, the Ford of Einar Marinsky, car 84, has managed to jump ahead of the Team AOR yellow Ferrari. There you see Ben Warren as well, looming large, ready to pick up any positions that he may have the opportunity to. Also, whilst this battle rages on, Christoph Holstein, battle for 2nd. There is Valtteri Alander. So he's just steadily increased his lead now to 3 seconds, but has remained in sight of those behind. Good DRS end for the Porsche and the Ferrari. Holstein gained 3/10 on Gaydemeyer last time around. Actually, Jawad Karoni lost a tiny bit of time on Holstein last time around. Both of them 132.1s. Holstein really keeping the pressure on. One way. That's the one I was after. There you see Valtteri Alander. Just go through the chart. See. Nope, come on again. Ah, there we go. The right cameras in a minute. Whoa, that's close. Holstein nearly pushing the Ferrari back down the hill again. Now heading up to Jun Shao again. This is surely an opportunity now for car number 9, Christoph Holstein, to do something about the Ferrari ahead. decent drive out of that turn for both of them. Can the Porsche claim that second position once again? Gademeyer relieve Holstein of that early on. And no, Holstein does not gain enough. But gaining another 4/10 is this man, Jared Caroni, car 130, race clutch 4 Ferrari. He's got some distance to gain though. He did lose a bit of time. Now he's got to get back on with it. There you can see the portion of the Ferrari of Holstein and Gademeyer still fighting for that second place. Christoph Holstein's got to pick his time well. He does not want to risk a big incident. However, whilst that battle's going on, we can jump back to Soren Krutz. Look at this chain here. Phil Reed in the blue Ferrari has gone up into 12th position. Alexis Boucher, there he is, in car 94, as remaining in that position. Look at Foku on the back of Towns. That's a big train forming there. Actually, Phil Bedford's not too... Phil Bedford, a big bum's got company right behind him. I thought Phil Bedford was a little closer than that to this particular train, and not as yet. So we're 25 minutes into this race, 17 out of 53, and still got a lot of battling going on. Only 3 cars have entered the pits, one of them sadly not reappearing. We lost Alexandra Godefroy a while ago. Campaign Chambers went through the pits very early, and as such have fallen down towards the tail of the field. But we still have a lot of fighting going on. Krutz, as mentioned, on the back of this 5-car train, leading up to Jake Town in 8th position. That is not a comfortable view for the Wolfgang Nando's car of Jake Towns. And again, the Porsche doesn't commit to that particular... Oh, yes he does. He just picked his time, but doesn't get the move done. That's cost both of them times. And there is Boucher ready to strike then in car 94. Phil Reed a bit too far back perhaps to make a move stick. On the wide camera, is the Porsche going to have a look at the inside of the Ferrari? This time he has a look, but gets the door slammed in his face by Jake Towns. That's Foku then couldn't quite get through on the Ferrari. Now with Alexis Boucher in very, very short order behind. This battle's got a lot of legs. There's Phil Reed in the blue Ferrari at the tail of this pack. That green Porsche is Soren Krutz, who's suddenly lost a bit of pace since his earlier incident. But he's keeping up with this particular battle as it rages on. Keeping an eye on the timings as well further up the field. And actually, whilst we were looking away, Holstein, on the literally the other side of the fence, has gotten ahead of Gademeyer. That's not long happened, so it's already half a second between Gademeyer and Holstein. So the Porsche now up into second place. We'll jump back to the pack we were looking at. Look at this. Towns in 9th in the Ferrari. Foku 10th, Porsche. Boucher 11th, Porsche. Reed 12th, Ferrari. Krutz 13th, Porsche. It's a little off the back of this particular package. Looks like, I wonder if Phil's going to make a move there. Gives a decent drive, doesn't get as decent a drive as a Boucher ahead. Foku again, and he's going to make a move on the inside, coming in to turn 4 into the Tessino del Lago. Bit of impact between the Porsche and the Ferrari, and there goes Boucher on the inside of Towns. Towns is staying to the right hand side. Is he going to try and make a counter move? He doesn't. And I wondered if Boucher was going to try an outside maneuver then coming through 6 and 7. Doesn't opt to do that. That is indeed Foku up to 9th position now. Oh, Phil Reed! What a move on the inside coming into turn 8 by the Ferrari of Phil Reed. Now up into 11th position. There's Krutz that's been hanging on to the back of this pack, waiting for it to come to tears. Look at him now, very, very close. coming into Junshao once again, using every bit of road they're allowed to use. Now coming up the hill, look at Phil Reed. He wants to get on with the job. He wants further up the field than where he is. We'll get to the blimp camera again so you can see all 5 of them. Streaming through to complete lap 20. Complete lap 19 to start lap 20, beg your pardon. Phil Reed not yet close enough to Jake Towns to pressure for 10th position, but he's closing right in. Jake Towns was a little slow coming into the centre S's, and that's put a lot of pressure on him from Phil Reed. Here's the Team AOR Blue. I love that picture on the back of the car 488. There he goes, diving on the inside of Interlagos turn 4. And that is 10th position to Phil Reed. Job done. Nice and clean. Whoa, that's Boucher on the back of Towns. And that's bringing Crutch with him as well. That got very, very close. Again, a lot of pressure for the AM driver of Jake Towns. That is managing his best with the pressure around him. Oh, and again, Boucher getting very, very close to the Ferrari. Not yet able to get through. Yeah, battles going on all over the place. Can't keep an eye on all of them, I'm afraid. I want to run through the order, but you can see the order on the left, of course. Landa still leads the way after 20 laps. Oh, and that's Phil Reed very wide. Coming out of Junshao. Manages just about to keep it on the road, but that's lost in time against Flavian Foku. See, actually looking back from Phil Reed's car, it's Jake Towns continuing to fend off Alexis Boucher and Soren Krutz. Phil Reed not under any immediate danger from where he is. That's the battle for second. Holstein now ahead of Gadamer. Managed to get that move done a few laps ago. Closing in slowly but surely is this man, Jared Caroni. Absolutely flying through this particular race. Oh, actually, Dominic Gadamer's got to be careful. As, I believe his incident count is a little high. He's got to be careful. He's pushing the track limits probably to try and defend from the Porter of Christoph Holstein. He needs to be careful. And he is currently free from trouble at the moment. Emery Ivray has actually stayed on the back of Inar Marinsky. So he's still in the battle for 6th place. There is Ben Warren directly behind. Phil Reed is getting back close to Flavian Foku. Of course, there's that pack behind Jake Towns, Alexis Boucher, and Soren Krutz in very short order. So we go to Jake Towns again, the blimp. Again, can't quite see all 5 of them in this particular battle. We'll complete another lap then for this pack. Phil Reed very close once again to Flavian Foku. Is he going to try something this time? Nice and smooth coming out of turn 3. The Curva del Sol on the Retta Oposta, the straight heading towards the Decide de Lago. Oh, he's gone a little deep into 4. He'll have to get out of that, which he does indeed. It's going to cost him a bit of time on Foku, but Jake Towns is now under pressure from Alexis Boucher. Can the Ferrari hold off the Porsche? He does. Going to have the inside for the Ferratura through turn 7 and turn 8. So again, Jake Towns under immense pressure, but is holding off the competition pretty well. Gadamer is still pretty close to Holstein up there in second. And there you saw Jared Caroni is closing in on them. That is 2.2 between his Ferrari and Gadamer, who is still pressuring for that second position. Gadamer a 10th quicker than Holstein last time around. Alanda out front, minding his own business. There he is at the top of the shot, now 4.5 seconds. His lead. Caroni takes another 3/10 out of that gap. between himself and the back of Gatormare. Haven't looked at Mike Shepherd's for a while. There he is in 5th position, pretty much minding his own business. 3.7 behind Karoni and 12 ahead of Marinsky. And look at that. Behind Marinsky is Evan Imre. Ben Warren is hanging on in there as well. So battle for 6th. That three-way battle is still raging on. Phil Reed, now as you can see, he's clear of the battle between himself and Jake Towns. And Jake Towns having a lot to do to try and hang on to... That's close. That was nearly Boucher getting into the boot of Jake Towns. You can see that put him very wide. Coming through Interlagos through turn 4. That's going to put Alexis Boucher under pressure from Cruz. Cruz doesn't complete the move and remains in 12th position behind his fellow Porsche. Whew, this is tricky to keep up with. So there is Cruz, very close to the back of Boucher. Who else can we look at? Knut Martinsen. Haven't looked at him for a while. There he is on the back of Sebastian Riethmuller in his damaged Ferrari. Coming up the hill then. That's not 14th only ahead of them, I don't believe. Oh, it is. I beg your pardon. That's Phil Bedford. That is he being caught? He is. Yes, he's being caught by Riethmuller and Martinsen behind him. So he's going to have a fair amount of company pretty soon. Aha, we've got some pit stops going on, I believe. Nope, sorry. We've lost Alanda for a moment there. But he has made a mistake somewhere, I think. Nope, the timings were slightly inaccurate. He's still hanging on in there with 4.5 seconds to the good. 1.6 now for Karoni off the back of Gatormare. He is slowly but surely reeling in his fellow Ferrari. Gatormare now losing the back of the Porsche of Holstein. 1.1 separates second to third, and 1.6 between third and fourth. A potential three-way battle then forming for the second and third podium spots. Evan Imre still on the back of Marinsky with Ben Warren in short order as well. See the yellow Ferrari getting very, very close to the Ford. In that battle, Phil Reed still challenges Flavien Foku. That is for 9th place. Jake Towns still fends off the two Porsches behind him of Boucher and Crutz. Knut Martinsen still chases Riethmuller with Phil Bedford soon in. Getting my words completely muddled up there. With Phil Bedford in short order ahead of them. We have lost a few laps to go. Sadly, we lost to Wojciech. So 2 retirements from this race. So, bit of a shame. That is the way it goes. Oh, Cohen Van Eyck's got to be careful. Here's an incident count a little high. But he's got to be careful about how he conducts his racing, otherwise he will be disqualified from the race. No such concerns though for Valtteri Alanda, as he continues to stretch his legs, but Gatormare has really fallen off the back of Holstein and is falling into the clutches of Jarek Karoni. That battle has been brewing for quite a number of laps now, and looks set to really get interesting very, very soon. And again, this battle for 6th. Evan Imre and Einar Marinsky with Ben Warren in very short succession. This has been going on. They've been pretty much minding their own business, but it has been really ready to change at any moment. Also, Phil Reed on the back of Flavien Foku. Oh, that's going to put him very close to the Porsche. Can he get a decent drive out of Chenshao? He's jumped to the inside line much earlier than the Porsche. Is he able to do anything with it? Surely this is an opportunity then for the Team AOR Blue Ferrari to claim that 9th place. He's been behind the Porsche for quite a number of laps now in the slipstream. Is he going to dive on the inside of turn 1? No, he doesn't again. Just not quite close enough to the back of the Porsche, but the Porsche's gone very deep into turn 1. Surely there's an opportunity for Phil Reed. Oh, the outside of 2 gets very twitchy, but has got that overtake for 9th done. But can he keep the water behind? Of course, I'm going to give them a terrible run on the exit of the server, of the server S's, center S's. What am I talking about? The Curva del Sol, and mixed up those two phrases. That's where I was going with that. But does manage to maintain that 9th place then. He's got 8 seconds to close down to Ben Warren, so a long way to go there. That's not something, however, Jared Caroni has to worry about. Now he is within a second of Dominic Gaydemeyer. That is a battle for the last podium position. As they continue to stream on. As we are now on lap 27. Fast approaching the halfway stage of this race. Indeed we are at the halfway stage. 40 minutes done, 40 to go. Oh, there's fallen over in here. Caroni pressing on, took half a second out of the gap between himself and Gaydemeyer last time around. And now, as you can see, the leaders are really getting in amongst back markers. I think Holstein may have lost a bit of time. That's a little bit. But equally, Jared Caroni piling the pressure onto Dominic Gaydemeyer now. Streaming up the hill through Ferratura. Nothing much going to happen here now through turn 7. Anyone that needs to pit needs to be thinking about it soon. Ruthmiller has been through the pits, so he would have had a lengthy stop, I would imagine, to get his damage done. Stevie James has actually been through the pits again, just to add more disappointment to his race, unfortunately. Stefan Kamke at the town of the field also been through the pits, and Van Eyck is in. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this rather triggers a kind of a chain reaction of a lot of people bringing their cars in. Along with this battle for 3rd, once again we cut to Evan Imre on the back of Einar Marinsky. Doing brilliantly well in the AM category. We've got AM, Pro-Am and Pro categories in this race. Fairly self-explanatory. Einar Marinsky, the lead. You see on the colour flashes next to the names in the leaderboard, the top 5 all in the Pro category. Einar Marinsky in the AM category and Evan Imre and all the green runners in the Pro-Am category. Oh, is this an opportunity for Evan? And no, again, he opts not to dive on the inside at turn 1. You can see that wider line that Evan seems to prefer coming through turn 1. But again, a great drive on the exit with center S's through Curva del Sol for Einar Marinsky. It continues to fend off the competition for that 6th position. Jared Caroni jumped back up to him. He lost the 10th on Gaydemeyer last time around, but he's easily made that back. They work their way through up to turn 10. Once again, we're looking at a decent exit from Junshao coming through Mugello now. Look how much more that rumble strip Caroni used in Gaydemeyer, using every available inch of track he possibly can. Is Caroni going to have Gaydemeyer this time around? Fastest lap still belongs to Valtteri Landa out front, that 31.0. No one's closest man, ironically, is the man in 3rd, Gaydemeyer, to the fastest lap of the race, but no one's particularly worried about that at the moment. And Caroni not able to challenge for that 3rd place. There you can see very few cars ahead of Christoph Holstein. And Caroni again making himself very obvious in the mirrors of Gaydemeyer coming through turn 4. Nothing happening just yet. Staying in the slipstream of the Ferrari. Caroni again sticking much closer to the apex. It seems to be the way he prefers to do things. Some people preferring a wider line through some of these turns, whereas Jared Caroni prefers to hug the apex at every opportunity he can. Oh, and again nearly pushing Gaydemeyer through these corners. Oh, is he going to try and stick one on the inside coming up to turn 10? He does! Wow, that is confidence in your car. But also, I think Gadamer realised that one was done as soon as Coroni committed. There was not really a way for Gadamer to try and defend it. He realised that one was done and opts to just stay behind and try and do a counter-attack. Does Gadamer have the pace to come back at Coroni? Coroni has got 2 seconds to close in to Holstein. Are people coming into the pits, or is he being defensive? That was Coroni committing to a defensive line, nearly smacking into a pit wall. And is Gadamer going to have a dive on the inside? No, he opts not to. You see Holstein ahead. I think that's Stevie Chambers there. It is. Car 83. And, more of the leaders coming past him. Oh, look at Coroni behind them though. Again, Gadamer thinking about doing exactly what Coroni was doing earlier, making himself very known and obvious in the mirrors. That's the view from Coroni's nose. And again, doesn't choose to make a move at the moment. Well, the back marker interfere with this particular event. Of course, they will be on the blue flags. They will be told to get out of the way, and Stevie Chambers does. Chooses a good moment to do so, and does not want to interfere at all with these battles at the sharp end. He'd love to be in them himself, I have absolutely no doubt, but stays well and truly out of the way. Through the field again, keep an eye on the timing, seeing where the battles are. This battle for 6th still rages on between Marinsky and Imre, but Ben Warren has fallen a little bit off the back of them. There is the red Ferrari. Foku has not been able to get Phil Reeve back, but equally the blue Ferrari has not been able to shake off the car number 666, Flavian Foku. After that position was done, Jake Towns has finally succumbed to the pressure from Krutz and Boucher, but Krutz has actually gone ahead of Boucher, so Krutz has gained a few positions. Now they're shaking up a little bit. Valtteri Landa still leads the way. Coroni, how's he doing from the back of Gadamer? He's still there. Gadamer doing what he can to hang on to the back of car 130. 2.1 that separates Coroni and Holstein now. And there you just saw the Porsche around on the top of the shot. Holstein has not finished off the podium this season. It's classified as within the top 3 in every race this season so far. All eyes forward for Coroni at the moment. Gadamer watches on, hangs on to the back of his yellow Ferrari. Sherpas is 6 seconds behind this particular battle, so Gadamer is not going to be under any immediate danger at the moment, but it's too far back from Coroni. Coroni had a great drive from Jinshaw, but again the leader's not pitting at the moment, so on he continues. They just seen Holstein go out of the shot. He's lost only a 10th to Jared Coroni last time around. That's another back market. Oh, that's Holstein making himself very obvious. Oh, is that Riethmuller? It is indeed Sebastian Riethmuller. In that Ferrari, don't seem to too much in a hurry to let the charging Porsche through. That might have a few words. Said about it. Riethmuller continuing on his way. Holstein not too happy about, and finally Riethmuller gets out of the way. Interesting spot to choose to do it. There we go. That could well have cost him a little bit of time to Coroni. Doesn't cost him a great deal though. Still 2 seconds between second and third. Gadamer still within a second of Coroni. And again, look at the different lines that those two Ferraris take. Coroni using every bit of the rumble strip on the outside yet. Gadamer opting not to do so, but then Gadamer's instant count is high. So that could be why he is playing it safe and not pushing his luck too much and not risking another penalty going his way. Valtteri Alander leads then by 5.7 seconds from Holstein. 2.2 separates Holstein and Caroni. Half a second to Gadamer. Mike Sherpa's in 5th position, very lonely. He's 6.4 behind Gadamer, 17 ahead of Marinsky, who still has, he's on the Ferrari, Marinsky's in the Ford, still has Evan Imre for company, as he has done for pretty much all of this race, as we are approaching the final half an hour. It's around about 20 laps of this race remaining. When there's 5 laps to go, that top counter will change to tell you so. Still only a few pitters in this race, interestingly. So despite the fact that the track is very, very hot, I'm choosing to continue. Not under pressure for fuel. I'm informed that they can do the entire race on a complete tank, so there's no fuel requirements. Because the hotter temperatures don't seem to be playing too much havoc with tyre wear. Flavien Foku, I mean, look at the inside of Phil Reed. That was very close. That is a battle for 9th place. Phil Reed has yet to break away from the charging Porsche. It took Phil some time to get ahead of Foku, but has just not been able to close in on Ben Warren because he's fighting so hard to keep Flavien Foku behind. What Phil Reed tries to do, he cannot seem to shake Flavien Foku from his tail. Have we potentially lost our race leader? Amanda is nowhere to be found. Oh no, there he is. Lag moments do happen in this, unfortunately, and it can upset the ordering. If you see the numbers really heavily shake around, it is usually because of lag, but then when the lag is resolved, then the positions will sort themselves out. Anyway, still on the back of Marinsky. The drivers are going to have to really think about how they're going to play their moves. They can't sit back and wait for the time too much more. Obviously, early in the race, you don't want to risk it too much. You don't want to do a silly move that will take you out of the race early on. However, time is not particularly on these guys' side anymore. As continues to chase Foku. Floku? Try that again. Flavien Foku still chases Phil Reed for 9th position. Let's see how Holstein's doing. There, right behind, is Caroni. You see the flash of the light here. That is Dominic Gadamer telling Sebastian Riethmüller, get out of the way. Riethmüller should really be doing. Ideally, he would blend out of the throttle. Yep, that's precisely what he's done. He needs to blend out a little bit more than that. There we go. V6 sim racing for Ferrari. Had that incident where he was only going backwards into the wall after a touch with Soren Krutz. Oh, Evan Imre is getting very, very close to the Ford. RV now Marinsky. That Ferrari behind is not Ben Warren. Ben has fallen quite a way behind this particular battle now. That's nearly 4 seconds behind between Warren and Imre now. Different line coming on between the Ford and the Ferrari. But Evan has been chasing that Ford for a long time now. But these two have been sharing the same bit of tarmac pretty much all race long. And he's not looking set to change a great deal. And that's one of them makes a pretty catastrophic mistake, taking nearly identical lines through Junshao. What's a little wide exit. coming through 13. Keeps it on the road. Really good drive on the exit of turn 14. The stream on to complete another lap. It doesn't look like Evan Imre is going to be close enough to attack. He'll keep himself known in the mirrors. Oh, was that Ben Warren coming in? It was. That's Ben Warren coming into the pits. He's in there somewhere. There he is. Ben Warren brings his car in from 9th place. Phil Reed has shaken. What has happened? Oh dear, Flavian Foku down to 14. Flavian Foku has made a terrible mistake at some point, and then lost a colossal amount of time. Yeah, he lost 30 seconds that lap. 2:01.3 was Flavian's time, but suddenly we didn't see what happened. Doesn't look like there's damage to that Porsche. So the mistake then has killed that particular battle going on. The Coroni really has broken free of Gadamer and is charging after Christoph Holstein, as you can see at the top of the chart there, or the bottom of the chart rather. Let's see what the lap times were last time. 32.4 for Holstein, 32.2 for Coroni. I see your question, is there only 15? No, there's 22 drivers out of the original 24. Just that particular overlay displays the top 15. See the numbers shuffle around again. Due to the lag issue, as previously mentioned, that's what will cause that number to shuffle around like that. Oh, Evan Imre's lost a bit of time off the back of that Ford of Inan Marinsky. So that's going to mean he'll struggle to try and attack then for that 6th place he's been chasing all race long. Whilst the immediate battles have dispersed, this is something I tried to do just to kind of make sure everybody gets a bit of airtime, not just the same names. Oh, whilst we have been staring at the main names for probably a good 30 laps now. Of course, other people racing in this, everyone has been having battles of their own. Race has been led from the start by this man, Valtteri Jolanda, in car 77 in the Ferrari. He has not lost the lead, hasn't been into the pits yet, but leads by 6.2 seconds from this man, Christoph Holstein, in car number 9 for Comrade Gaming. He's being chased pretty hard by this man, Johan Coroni, who has been siding his way through the field. But of course has found his charge that much more difficult the closer towards the sharp end he has come. He's gained only a 10th on Holstein last time. Then Dominic Gadamer in 4th, was 2nd for a lot of this race, but has lost a little bit of pace in the latter half of this race. Mike Sherpitt is 6.5 behind Gadamer at the moment in the lead Ford. Then you have Inan Marinsky, and Evan Imre is in the pits, so he has decided he's had enough of staring at the back of Inan Marinsky's car. There he is, car number 84 in the Ford. Is 20 seconds to the thousands, or was at the last time check, behind Sherpas. Phil Reed now up to 7th, with Evan Imre bringing his car in. He's chasing hard after the next position. Nice Soren Kreutz in 8th, car 911. In the brightly coloured Porsche, Alexis Boucher has been pretty much minding his own business for most of the race in 9th position. Evan Imre comes out in 10th place now, having pitted in car 147. Canoe Martinson, again, another car's been minding his own business. Last started towards the tail of the field. Is now in 11th and presses on 3.8 behind Evan Imre. Ben Warren has pitted. He was chasing Phil Reed for a period of time, but he's been through the pits then. Foku, he made that big mistake last time around, but he too has been through the pits in the Porsche, now places out in 13. Jake Towns was doing a great job in fending off up to 4 other cars behind him for a long time, but he's been through the pits as well in car 488. He continues on his merry way. There is Bransky, Andrew Brown in car 43, 3.2 behind Jack Towns. Phil Bedford in car 13. A little bit on his own there, 3.2 behind Bransky. Nick Domino, the man responsible for the amazing graphics that I'm using to give you guys the information. He suffered some damage early on in this race, but is carrying on in 17th place. In car number 7, Sebastian Riethmuller. The really shaken tail of that car is definitely not going to be helping him here. And he continues on in 18th place, but 9.6 behind Nick. Cohen Van Eyck in the Sotheby's coloured Ferrari in 19th position. Ollie Williamson in the Ford. Played himself a couple of laps down. Stevie Chambers has been through the bits twice in this race, unfortunately. Very much having to mind his own business, but has sadly, through various issues, found himself 3 laps down. And Stefan Kamke at the tail of the field actually has, that's Andrew Brown for company. Who should we look at? Gerard Caroni finds himself 1.5 seconds now behind Christoph Holstein. They are matching each other almost to the hundredths of a second. Less than a tenth to Caroni's favour last time around on the Porsche. Christoph Holstein is going to have a fight on his hands before long. Evan Imre, bear in mind he's pitted in 9th place there. Everyone ahead of him has to pit. He stands good position to get back up towards that 7th place that he found himself in behind Einar Marinsky. I'm very curious to see how Gerard Caroni handles the battle between himself and the Porsche ahead of Christoph Holstein. He finds a back marker right in his face as well. We get to the long blimp now. Want to see the Porsche? There he is. Ferrari is giving the Porsche a bit of a tow. Checking bleeding out of the throttle before they get to the braking zone. The camera gets kind of obscured by the grandstand there. I would have put Holstein on a slightly less comfortable line, I'd have thought, and he's not another 2 seconds on Caroni. Caroni again, the fastest man on track. There he is. E2 catching up to that back line. Is that Kamke? No. Forget who the other one was now. But Caroni is closing in now. 1.3 separates the 2nd and 3rd place cars. Hello, Reading FC. How many series do I commentate on? 1 or 2. I hope it's not a bad point for you to find me in quite a few places. But this is something we've been working on actually behind the scenes, as Søren Krutz brings his car in from, I think it was 7th place he was in, or there or thereabouts. The bright green car brings that one in. This is something we've been working on behind the scenes. We as an AOR, with the help of Nick Domino, who is in this race, but down at 17th at the moment, for the graphical work you can see, and various other tools that I've used throughout the race. Oh, look at this, Caroni is closing in on that Porsche. What are the lap times? 1:32.3 for the Porsche, and both of them in the 1:32.3s. One of the most relaxing voices you've heard behind Morgan Freeman. Well. I can do that, Julian. Yes, make some small adjustment there. Hopefully, I'm a little clearer for you. Is Einar Marinsky. His name has disappeared from the list. What has happened to him? Oh, he's still going. Sometimes the names jump off the list if they're coming into the pits, but no, he has not done so. He continues on his merry way. Just make a little adjustment there. Hopefully you guys should be able to hear me clearly and concisely. There was a definite battle for second brewing between Joe Caroni and Christoph Holstein. 1.3 now, the gap between the two. Out of Jinchao. Are either of them bringing their cars in? Not at the moment. And now less than 1.3 between the Ferrari and the Porsche. That was nearly 1.5 tenths to Caroni's favour. That's a view from the nose of Jarrett Caroni. 15 minutes remain. Can I impersonate Martin Brundle? No. Is the simple answer to that. Needs it. Now that I do not disagree with. Needs a Corvette rumble. I do love the V8 roar of the Corvette. Who else can we look at? Soren Krutz, after his pit stop, finds himself in attacking range of Ben Warren. That's a battle for 11th place. Is the Porsche going to make a move on the Ferrari heading through turn 1? Porsche always sounds odd from the nose cam. If you go on board, that is something I need to do a bit more of. The gearbox always sounds really, really loud in the Porsche. Usually a great indication of how hard they have to work. Oh, that's a good run through the S's for Soren Krutz. Out of the Curva del Sol. Surely Ben Warren has not got an answer to that. Jumps to the inside, does the Porsche. Ooh, gets very squirrely under braking. Oh, and he's gone off. He overcooked it. Soren Krutz could not slow the Porsche down. And has rejoined the track. Where did Ben Warren go? He's had a lag moment there. Oh, we may have lost Ben Warren actually from the race as he has sadly vanished. If his lag moment resolves itself, he will pop back into existence. Oh, there's another battle. 13, 14, 15. The car behind them is not in this pack. Oh, Ben Warren. I think we have actually lost Ben Warren from the race. We may well, as he is still deemed to be... I think we have actually lost him. That's a great shame. It was a great battle there with Soren Krutz, but that seems to have resolved itself. Andrew Brown getting very, very punchy with Jake Towns. That is for 13th position. The pink Ferrari getting right underneath the yellow Ferrari. Oh, Warren disqualified. Yeah, the incident count looks okay, and there we go. There goes Andrew Brown on the outside coming towards turn 1. Can he get this move done? That's for 13th place on Jake Towns. Does the yellow Ferrari manage to defend? Now inside for turn 2, outside for 3. The yellow Ferrari manages to fade off that particular battle. There goes Phil Bedford in the Porsche. Can he get anything done? He's actually managed to overtake Andrew Brown. Oh, what an opportunistic move then for Bedford. And he's jumped on the inside of the Ferrari. Oh, that was so close to contact at turn 4. But manages just to keep his nose clean. Wow, that was very, very close. But on they continue. Manages to keep everything quite good and clean. Andrew Brown will not be pleased at that. That's how close the pink Ferrari is to the back of the Porsche. I think Ben Warren actually had a disconnect because his incident counts... Oh no, his incident count was actually too high. You are absolutely correct. He was indeed disqualified from the race for that, sadly. not a great way to have your race ended, but that is that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. These guys stream on towards the end. It looks like Phil Bedford then's going to try an outside manoeuvre coming towards turn 1. But no, the Ferrari is well positioned to defend that one. Oh, Caroni, are you in trouble? No, it's just the overlay is been shuffled up slightly due to some lag moments earlier on. Oh, Stevie, what happened to you? You saw you have trouble early on, but sadly we find you now. Oh, that's close. Goodness me again. Phil Bedford trying an inside manoeuvre at turn 4. That's going to throw him into the hands of Andrew Brown. And the pink Ferrari then maintaining his course, not looking to make a move at the moment. There is actually some damage on Andrew's car. That front left corner has been reshapen at some point. Really putting the pressure on, taking a wide line then through that turn 10. A decent exit down the hill for Mugello. That's the view from the Ferrari. Been on board with the Porsche. Through the race now. Andy Brown, and you can actually see the front left corners really heavily raised. That's it shouldn't be like that. And looks like Jake Towns is going to have an easier time defending coming into turn 1. Again, they remain in their positions, and the Porsche really making his presence known to the yellow Ferrari. Less than 9 minutes remain of this race. Caroni's fallen off the back of Holstein somewhere along the line. Jared Caroni has made a mistake. There's the Porsche. They were getting within a second of each other at one point. There's now 3.3 between them, although last time around Caroni took off half a second from Holstein, so he can reel that back in. There's not many laps remaining. So we will see if Caroni's amazing pace can rescue him, as most people have been through the pits at some point. Although we were looking at... Actually, the only person that hasn't is actually Andrew Brown. Is the only person that has not been through the pits that is still running in this race. 17 cars remain through one reason or another. Oh, and again, look at that. Phil Bedford nearly pushing the Ferrari through Jianshao. Up the hill again, and the Ferrari taking wider line to try and get a decent drive. That's the view from the Porsche. Surely now, that is going to be a move for Phil Bedford in the slipstream. And he has to jump to the outside. Well defended there by Jake Towns. How's that one going to shake down? Outside of turn 1. No, he can't hang on to that. Is he going to have the inside of 2? Oh, big impact between the Porsche and the Ferrari. He's barged his way through to 13. Jake Towns will have every reason not to be pleased at that. As Phil Bedford briefly popped out of existence there. There'll be words said about that one, I would imagine. But Andrew Brown is now in striking distance of Jake Towns. Brown and Towns. The rest of the field are fairly spread out, as you can see at the top. Confirmation, 5 laps to go. Oh, and again, Andy Brown had to really work hard not to slam into the back of the yellow Ferrari. It continues to keep the pressure on, goes to that wider line, coming through turn 10, now through Mugello. Is he going to be able to do something to demote Jake Towns another position? Following very similar lines. Brown taking a bit of a wider line into Jianshao. Now in the slipstream, he's not going to gain a great deal, but he has to jump out of it. This is another repeat situation for Jake Towns. He's been fighting off people for most of the race. He's had a lot of company throughout the particular race, but Brown choosing not to throw it on the inside. That was well defended there by the yellow Ferrari. And coming through the NRSs once again. Is that Camco behind them? It is indeed. Camco can act as a bit of a camera car for us, essentially. Chopper cam. And Jake Towns again having a good drive then through 4 and 5. It's going to keep Brown at bay. Oh, Caroni now just 2 seconds behind Christoph Holstein. He's closed that gap down, but he's going to have to really close in hard. He gained 6/10 or thereabouts last time. At that rate, he'd be there, but will he be able to actually make the pass? He's had the pace to be on the next step of the podium, but will he be able to complete the move with the time that remains? Let's have a quick rundown again. Valtteri Jolander with 4 laps to go has not lost the lead all race long. Holstein in second, 5.4 behind with Caroni in short succession then. I wonder if Holstein has had some damage. He had damage last time around, which denied him the win at the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, and he may well be under threat for that second place. You can see Caroni in the background. That's more time out of that gap. 3 laps remain here at Interlagos. Let's see what the lap times are. 32.7 for Holstein, 32.0 for Caroni. 1.6 is the gap. He could do it, but it's getting past the Porsche. He's going to have to be a very last dive effort for Caroni to claim that second place if he's going to be able to do it. Gaydemeyer in 4th is 9 seconds behind Caroni. Sherpas, there he is in the lead Ford. Car number 96. Then it is Einar Marinsky, who was fighting before the pit stops for so long with this man Evan Imre. The gap now 5.3 between the Ferrari and the Ford. Phil Reed in 8th place, started near the back and has also progressively made his way through the field. We will see if he's able to rise any further. Soren Krutz right with him. There he is in the distinctive green Porsche. Foku is fighting Phil Reed for a very long time, but finds himself now in 10th. Alexis Boucher, 11th. 4 seconds behind Foku. Then Knut Martinsen has had a... well, we haven't seen a great deal of him. Again, starting towards the tail. He's going to finish in a fairly decent 12th, right in the middle of the pack. Phil Bedford on his own there in 13th. There is Jake Towns still with Andy Brown in very, very short order. The pink Ferrari doing what he can to try and get ahead of the yellow Ferrari of Jake Towns with 2 laps remaining. And again, is Andy Brown going to try something into turn 4? No, once again the yellow Ferrari defending that inside line. That is Stefan Kamke, who is running in last position at the moment, so won't be challenging for position. He's just rather following on and minding his own business. Reith Muller in 16th in his damaged Porsche, damaged Ferrari. I keep doing that. And Nick Domino in 17th place with Attico and Van Eyck, so there is a battle there for 17th going on. Boy Williamson has a lap down from the battle ahead of him with Kamke. With that battle, there is Andy Brown, who is trying to do something about it. He wants to get up the field. But whilst there was a battle there going on, look at Caroni. There is Christoph Holstein. Lost another 6/10 to that charging Ferrari. He could do it, but he has got... When this man, Amanda, crosses the line, he will start lap 52, the final lap here at Interlagos. That is not the view that Christoph Holstein would have wanted. But that is what he's got for one more lap. Can he hold him off through the NRSs for the final time? And again, another 4/10 to the Ferrari's favour. Oh, and that's again using every bit of track available to them. Down towards the Descida del Lago, turns 4 and 5. Through 4. Oh, and again, just riding the rumble strips well. It's going to be tight for Caroni. Through Ferradura, turn 6, through 7. Into turn 8, now starting to come downhill again for the Peronino. And Holstein is well aware that Ferrari is there. Now up for turn 10. That is very close. Where is Alanda? Just coming up to Junshao. These guys are coming through Mugello. It is now or never then for Caroni. But your winner here at Interlagos with a flawless drive is car number 77. It is Valtteri Alanda. A great run there. Christoph Holstein has just managed to fend off Caroni. They're weaving around, they're celebrating, they're not defending from one another. Holstein just manages to fend off Jarek Caroni for that second. Dominic Gadimer is going to cross the line in 4th place in car 37. Mike Sherpa's only 3 seconds behind in the end in the Ford. Einar Marinsky in car 84 is 6 seconds clear of Evan Imre. So he will quite comfortably cross the line in 6th position. There is Evan Imre for Team AOR Yellow, car 147. He's going to claim that 7th place. Phil Reed under pressure from Soren Krutz once again as the race draws to a close. Will the Team AOR Blue Ferrari hold off the Porsche? He ought to from there. That is 8th place for Phil Reed, 9th for Soren Krutz. There is Flavien Foku in the 666 Porsche. Alexis Boucher in 11th. He's going to claim that one quite comfortably there. Is Ganu Martinson in 12th. Phil Bedford in car 13. How apt. 13. Car 13 in 13th. Jake Towns finally managed to shake off his tails for 14th position. Oh, Andy Brown, what has happened to you? I mean, he will cross the line in 15th position as Sebastian Riethmüller and Loa were a lap down. I can only assume that Andy Brown was under-fueled. Yes, that is quite a sorry sight for Andy Brown. And done. Not a drop left in the tank. Although it does actually say 12.2 on the display. I'm not 100% sure if that is accurate. But that is done for Andrew Brown. He's going to start rolling down. Oh, is that Phil Reed behind him? Yep. Oh, Phil Reed's going to try and push Andrew Brown over the line. Andrew Brown's actually the last classified runner, as Sebastian as mentioned earlier. Sebastian Riethmüller in 16th. Ooh, don't spin him, Phil. As Riethmüller and behind 16th and downwards were a lap down. Well, there's sportsmanship. Not 100% sure who that is behind Phil. Phil giving the necessary horsepower to the force. Actually, within the car. Oh no! Oh, he's. I thought he disappeared there. Well, he did disappear for a brief moment. Phil's car is actually embedded in the boot of the Force India coloured car there. Anyone else going to try and push? I wonder what it looks like from the gearbox of Andy Brown. That's just rolling to a stop again. Where did Phil go? Nope. Oh no, they would have crossed the line by that. Oh no, someone else is having to go at pushing Andy's car. Is that Canute? That's Canute Martinson in the yellow Ferrari. And Phil is the blue one. Not entirely sure. Is that Evan behind? Yep. That is Canoe Martinson, Phil Reed and Evan Imray pushing Andrew Brown along the road. Is this a new Cars movie? You could be forgiven for thinking so. But Andy Brown should now have a bit of downhill momentum to finish the race. Yep, these are the last 4 cars classified as still running. Everyone else has retired the cars now. Well, they're determined to make sure that Andrew Brown finishes the race. As his 15th was assured. And Phil's going to join the back of that line. And there's Evan just going to roll. And there's the line. Now they can spin the car. Actually, oh, well, there you go. They threw it into the wall. And now they can blow the cars up. There's Phil Reed and Canoe Martinson. Oh, there you go. Now that's one way to finish the race. So that is indeed a victory for Valtteri Alander, Christoph Holstein 2 and Gerard Caroni in 3rd. Well done to our drivers. Thank you for those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to stream this race for you guys. We will be back soon with more AOR action. That is it for me. Thank you very much and good night.